Warning, this content is for entertainment and educational purposes only. This video is brought to you by First Detachment Nutrition. Battle tested, expert formulated. Use discount code AB10 at checkout for 10% off. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
I just talked to Vigorous Steve. He's going to be joining us in about 5 minutes.
Cool.
It's his birthday the other day, so I figure we'll celebrate Steve's birthday. Awesome. A couple of housekeeping things before it gets started. Just a reminder, guys, that I have all this up on Spotify now. So for those of you that could reach out to me and complain about having to try to drive while watching YouTube and tempting murdering yourself and other people, you can now listen to me on Spotify safely. So I have pretty much everything on YouTube goes up on Spotify now. I also have replicated the live stream to Twitter, or X, I guess formerly known as Twitter. And I am going to be replicating all the video content and stuff over there, since YouTube likes to censor people. Gotta be careful what I say. So what's going on, gentlemen?
Not much. It's another high carb day, another beautiful high carb day, and I got the gym to look forward to. We're gonna have a brutal leg day.
I had my high carb day yesterday, and I actually went out for a cheat meal. I think this is my third cheat meal in prep. So I'm 7 weeks out now. I usually don't take the cheat meals, but I lost 5 pounds in 5 days, so I figured I kind of needed it.
Yeah. What did you end up getting?
Thai food. I just had pad.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And doubled up on the protein. I had chicken and shrimp. So.
Oh shit.
That's awesome. I mean, it wasn't too bad.
Pad Thai. No, it's
rice noodles. A little bit of oil and stuff in it. My stomach definitely.
I know that place though. They at least use a higher quality oil than a lot of restaurants will. Most restaurants use the lowest quality oils you can imagine. It's awful.
Yeah, Ross says he only uses peanut oil. So
yeah.
So everything's good. But I definitely was farting like a rhino all night.
It's always nice when the Thai restaurant that you choose to go to for your cheat meal is owned and operated by a guy who also goes to your bodybuilding gym. It's like he understands the assignment, you know.
The guy I used to train.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty cool dude. So anyway, yeah, I had my high carb day yesterday. I was actually struggling getting all the food down. It was weird. I thought I would be more hungry than what I was, but I was struggling getting it all down towards the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I definitely I was posing last night. I was filled out, but I was a big bag of water. Definitely a big bag of water. So I don't know why I had it. It's always like this part of contest prep. And Todd, I don't know, maybe you would know, but this is like when my metabolism starts to pick up, and I have to play this cat and mouse game with my food and fat burners, or I'll just start losing weight too fast.
Do you have that problem, Todd, or ever seen anybody else have that problem?
There's never a point at which it just takes off for me. But I've heard about it a lot, that other people drop weight really quick in that situation. Usually with me, I'm going good and strong for 4 to 8 weeks, and then it starts to stall off. So I usually would implement a diet break. And then usually when I come back from diet break, it's a good solid. It's going strong for a while. And then I usually escalate the compounds pretty regularly to keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean, I just pushed up to 60 micrograms of Clen this week, and Justin cut my food back. It wasn't anything drastic. He cut me down on my medium days from 50 grams of carbs to a meal to 35. So, but it was just like, as soon as he did that and bumped my cardio from 20 up to 30, it was just like the weight just started falling off of me.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think Paul might have a singular metabolism, you know, compared to a lot of people. I know it took Justin by surprise the first year he trained you for a show.
Yeah,
and you know, it seems like it continues to you know, boggle the mind.
Well, last year, going into the show, he started pushing everything back up. He had me doing unlimited high days. He told me just to eat as much as I wanted on the high days. You know, and I definitely tested that that limit.
I used to do unlimited high days too. What's up, Steve?
What's going on?
That's
Every day
okay.
is unlimited high day, right? Brother?
High days. I love high days.
We're talking about high days. So
What's
happy
up, Steve?
birthday, Steve.
What's up, guys? How have you been?
Good, dude. How are you?
Good, good, good. I'm a little bit late because I just had a consultation, so it ran out, so I had to quickly wash and put on the robe. But now I'm ready.
I think everybody's a little bit late today. We just sort of straggle in on these things.
Yeah.
That's all
You're
right.
you're the big
All right.
4-0 now.
Fuck, man.
One of us.
I was dreading this moment for such a long time. But actually, it's not too bad. The funny thing is, I tweaked my back like literally the day before. So at least I got that out of the way. Not that it happens when I'm 40 years old, but right the day before I turned 40, I tweaked my back on the leg press.
Oh, fuck.
So I'm limping.
What an amazing thing happened to me with I used to have a lot of back problems. When I stopped being a perma-bulker and fat, the back problems went away.
Yeah. Oh, that helps a lot. Yeah.
It's funny how that works.
It does
Right.
help a lot. It won't
Right,
fix
right,
it won't fix a herniated disc, but it does help a lot to not be fat.
Here's Nicholas.
What's up, Nick?
What's
How's
up,
it going?
Nick?
Oh, not much. Yourself?
Good, good, good. Hey, just to vouch for Nick. Nick is way bigger than he looks right here. In the gym, he's fucking huge.
I don't know, man. He
he's like
looks
a
pretty big
fucking
here.
unit.
Pretty
Yeah,
big
he's
in
a
the
fucking
pics.
unit. Right.
Gotta
He
get
needs
that
just
pro
to-
card.
He's gonna need
Yeah,
to
that
start
was-
filming in a wide angle here soon. He's not fitting into the fucking square.
Well, I found out something interesting today. You'll be able to correct me if it's wrong. Over in the States, in classic physique, not in open bodybuilding, but classic, if you win your class, you get your pro card. It's not, you don't have to win overall.
Depends on the
Correct.
show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because over here you have to win overall as well. Otherwise, you don't get your pro card. So there's one person at each like season. There's like 2 opportunities a year in Australia to get your pro card in classic physique, and there's like one person they give it to out of everyone that competes in classic. Yeah, it's funny that you said pro physique because I mean technically if I did an American show, I probably would have been a pro by now because I won my class, but I came second overall.
Well, you can join the American shows, no problem, right? You don't need to have an American passport anymore to join the NPC nationals or that kind of stuff. I think you
I
can
just
just
need
join
a-
whatever.
Yeah, it'll just be a matter of I suppose buying flights to America and getting there a week or two early. And
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
qualify for an NPC
like a
national show. though.
regional show. So you do regional and then you do national there.
I'll tell you though, I've been at the national shows. And people are walking up the day of and registering, and I don't see them checking anybody.
Oh wow. Yeah, they probably care more about just is everybody like tanned, everybody kind of like got the basics sorted. They probably don't really chase up those little like I don't know. final
There was
details.
this one dude, I can't remember his name. This one, it was at my show, Colin. You remember the fat guy that was breakdancing?
Yeah.
He would show up to.
I thought it was a prank.
Yeah. Everybody thought it was a prank, but he would show up to national. I think what's the big show in Florida? National show in Florida.
Nationals.
Nationals. Yeah, he would show up to nationals every year, and it took him like 7 or 8 years to figure out that he never qualified. He would get on stage like a 30% body fat. It's hilarious, man. I
Just
have to see-
assuming.
I have to see if I can find the picture of the dude. It was hilarious. Yeah, I guess they just assume that you've qualified.
I'll join
Yeah.
in too. Just show up. What's up, Chase?
What's
Yeah,
up?
what's up?
What's up,
You
man?
good? How's your knee?
It's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
better than what really sucks is it's better than my right knee. My left knee got the surgery. I think my right knee needs it too.
You got to go back, Chase.
I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna get the right one done in December when everything's like done with and everything. Because it's fine, like I can do stuff, but it's definitely I feel things in it that my left knee was feeling before. Because like we started doing more leg stuff now, and now my right knee is kind of like acting up. So I'm like, shit. So
Yeah, I've had both of mine done. Oh, here's the dude. I found him. This is hilarious. You're gonna like this. Let me show the picture. And they actually banned him from the NPC for a while.
Oh wow! he was really taking the piss.
Look at his face, though.
Yeah, he's just like so proud of himself.
He's cheesing so hard.
I remember him being backstage talking about being starving and how the diet was killing him, and he had like a giant box of chips. I think it was Chips Ahoy with him.
But he's paying the entry fee. He's paying the entry fee every time, right? To be get on stage.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Man, must be filthy rich. Shit.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
It reminds me of. Oh, do you know Eric Kanevsky? You know of him?
Yeah, I met him.
Like, yeah. He's like, I guess you could say a friend of mine. Like he used to crash a lot of bodybuilding shows back in the day. He'd like identify as trans and he'd do the like wellness and yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, this dude was great.
Yeah, what a legend.
Yeah, it takes a big set of balls to come out there like that.
That's rough, man. Yeah, that would be awful.
Oh no, that's what you call no fucks given.
I mean,
Exactly. Yeah, it keeps things entertaining, right?
Hey, you know what? If you enjoy it, why not?
Yeah, why not? Of course, the whole community is going to complain, you know.
Oh yeah, I think they banned him if I remember right from NPC. But yeah, that was hilarious.
What's up, Tim?
Thanks for hanging out, Tim.
What's up?
Appreciate you.
So Vigorous Steve, we got to ask you your buffet busting secrets.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Nicholas knows.
The guys were telling me you have a cocktail of stuff to take before you get on stage, or not on stage, the stage of the buffet.
Okay, so first things first, you gotta clean your intestines out with some vegetables in the day, right? So everything is nice and dandy passing through. You take some Tadka for bile flow, some ox bile for digestion of fats, so everything can move through freely. Take some insulin to boost your appetite, and then you kind of have to make sure that really your digestion is on point. So you can block the absorption of fat with the Xenicol, right? Or what is it called? Garcinia cambogia. And that way the fat stays in your intestinal tract, so you don't absorb it, so you don't get fat and lose insulin sensitivity. But it also helps with motility through the intestinal tract. So you lubricate all of your food, basically, and it just goes down like butter.
AKA shit your pants afterwards.
Yes. Yeah. Ready the toilet paper. Todd is like appalled. He's like, yeah, I'm losing out on the gains. Fuck this guy. What's wrong with you? But you only do that once when you go to the hotel buffet, because literally the next day when you go to the bathroom, there's a layer of fat in the toilet bowl, like this much. Yeah, I know it's despicable, but at least you don't have to do cardio to get it off. Lose out on leg gains.
I've got a question. Do you reckon? I mean, it probably doesn't really have much of an impact. But if you take growth hormone in a fasted state and do fasted cardio the next morning, it'd just further enhance that effect, would it? Because you're pretty much any of the fats that you were going to get from your foods aren't probably going to be, I suppose, contributing to the fat being oxidized in that activity if you're doing it in that right heart rate zone. So
I think that 97 or 98% of the Xenicol is only active in the intestinal tract. So a very small portion of the lipase inhibitor is absorbed systemically, but it is absorbed systemically. So it might be active and inhibit fat breakdown in the body fat or other tissues for the next 24 hours after you take it. But Monday, most of the time, you eat a little bit less after such a disgusting buffet. So that's why we don't do it too often.
Yeah.
I'm on
It
Amazon.
was funny to hear that Colton said, "Yeah, Steve, he ate so much food. It was like half the food I usually ate." Yeah, when I was still bodybuilding, you're like always fucking hungry, right? So you go to the buffet, and you have like 7 full plates. And then even when you go for the desserts where they have the small plates, you're like, no, you get a big plate from the normal aisles, and then you walk to the dessert section, and then you load up everything 1 or 2 pieces. Yeah, those were the days, dude.
Well, you left a lasting impression on Colton. He was very impressed by the amount of food you ate.
Yeah, he hasn't seen anything yet. Yeah, when I was 100, 118, 120 kilos, I would bankrupt that whole buffet.
How much does it cost in US dollars for the buffet?
$50, $55.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has everything though, like literally everything.
Yeah, Wagyu steak and just 4 kinds of beef, and then a whole aisle for sushi, a whole aisle for Chinese food. Man, it's huge. It's one of the best buffets. That's why I told Nick and Colton, said, well, you better get started because after this you can't have a buffet anywhere else. Yeah. And I walked through. Yeah, so if you go to Las Vegas, for example, the buffets there are like $80, $100, right?
Mhm.
And the selection is way worse than here in Thailand. Food quality is probably the same, but you get more for half the price. This is why Colton is already liquidating his stuff.
Yeah, I think you guys sold Colton on Thailand.
Yeah.
He's having Thailand
Yeah.
envy.
Yeah, I'm fantasizing.
Yeah.
Everybody's
thinking about
welcome, dude. Yeah, everybody's welcome.
Pretty cool.
It's
just
funny how prices change. Like 10 years ago, it was about 9 years ago, I had a buffet in Vegas that was $7. And yesterday I had a sandwich that was $45.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
Where I live,
Yeah.
that's how much it costs to do anything. Vegas is so much cheaper.
Well, I'm guessing like a Starbucks coffee where you live, Todd's like $12 or
I think it's 7 to 9, depending on how bougie it is.
that's insane. That's insane.
F that, dude. No, that's why I
That
left
used
such
to
a
be
long
like
time
$3,
ago.
$4.
Yeah, here in
Yeah.
I don't know what it is in Northern Virginia. I don't really go to Starbucks, but $6-7 for a latte, something like that. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, coffee.
Thanks, Matt.
That's one thing
Thanks,
I've
Matt.
noticed. It's really thanks, Matt. Yeah, it's one thing that's really shot up over the last few years. Like aside from food, is like the cost of takeaway coffees. I think just the whole supply demand thing has become such a popular, I suppose, occasion. Like, yeah, and it's almost like a social thing now more than anything. Even if people don't like coffee, they'll get a coffee to just, I suppose, partake in the social event.
iPhone 15 in Starbucks, baby.
Yeah.
Otherwise you don't belong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think we got a little feedback going on from somebody's speakers.
Yeah. Is it mine?
I'm not certain, but
Could be mine. I have a new
Oh,
setup.
wait.
Hold up, it might be mine. Let me.
Something playing in the background.
No, it's just when you
Chase has got an echo when he talks, so it's probably Chase.
Well, I mean, I have my gym echo, but if I mute myself, does that take it away?
Let's see if it takes
not
it
sure.
away. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Chase.
Is it Chase? You're fired.
God damn it, Chase!
Get
Turn off the whole.
Get out of here. And he's the most techie out of all of us.
Yeah, he's got the whole like what is it? The setup to have the camera move around the gym and everything.
Yeah, he's got his
Yeah.
little cart like you do at school.
He's mad pro.
mad.
I don't know.
Oh,
Colin and I
yeah.
are pretty techie
Yeah.
nerdy. We work in an IT company.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know you wouldn't think it to look at me, but I'm actually kind of a nerd.
I paused my game to be here. Thank God. We were doing interviews for new employees yesterday, and Colin has his tank top on from the interview. It flies for IT.
Yeah, I paused my game to be here.
It's my work uniform.
Yeah.
The only thing that
Nice.
changes for me is seasonal dress. I shift from the sweatpants to jogging shorts from summer to winter. It's
Nice.
business casual these days.
Yeah.
I never
No,
do that
I
else.
think dressing for comfort is so much better than dressing for look. I don't think I've dressed for looks in the last 4 years. Like I just got to a point where I was just like, screw it, I'm just going to dress in whatever feels good. And if it feels good, that's all that matters. Like I just really don't care.
Isn't that the whole point of getting a girlfriend, so that you can like live together and just be frumpy together? Just dress up like once a month to go out, and then otherwise just be in pajamas. It's the best.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like I did it before I even met my partner. I was just like, actually there was a point where I was wearing the exact same outfit every single day. I didn't have the one outfit. I was that psychopath that had 7 pairs of the same shorts, 7 shirts, like, and I just because it took out decision fatigue, I didn't have to think about it, because that's when I was like juggling like full-time uni, like all this and that at the same time, and it was just like I didn't want to make as many decisions. But yeah, I'd literally wear like track pant shorts, it was like a navy blue t-shirt, and then I'd just wear my my normal like gym shoes, and that's what I wore every single day.
My girlfriend's horrified by what I wear. We went out to dinner. What was it, last Friday? And I came home from my gym, and she was like, "Are you going to change?" I'm like, "No, we're just going to go eat sushi."
When a female says like, "Oh yeah, make sure you dress nice," and you're like, you wear something, like you put something together, and then they look at you and they're like, "You're not wearing that out." You're like, what's wrong with it?
This is my best pair of sweatpants.
If I had a nickel for every time my wife was like, "Do you maybe want to wear something with sleeves?" Like, not really, but I feel like you're telling me to.
Well, so when you're big, nothing fits nice anyway. So why bother? And every time I try to wear something nice, and I look at the pictures, I'm like, maybe it wasn't so nice after all.
I'm interested to hear how you got clothes when you were 120 kilo in Thailand, Steve. Like, how did
You can't. You have to order it on Amazon, and you use the shipping forwarder. No, I ordered everything online.
Yeah, I was going to say I went to the big and tall, and even the like 7XLs over here are too tight.
No, you can't. Even this is already too tight, and this is the biggest I could find. So I will retire.
Like you should open a store.
Yeah, but how many big muscular guys are there? They're like 10, 15. That's it. Thanks, buddy.
What's
Keep
the average?
them to Thailand. It's going to be bodybuilding mecca before long.
Yeah, at one point, yeah.
What's the average Thai man? Not very big, I would assume.
60 kilos?
120. Yeah, I was going to say 120 pounds, 135 pounds.
Yeah. Soaking wet.
Because I know that my first lab coat came from Pakistan, and I was in a medium in American, but it was a triple XL in Pakistan.
Brandon says his girlfriend's always stunned when he puts on jeans and a t-shirt, setting a low bar with the gym clothes.
You got a girlfriend already? Didn't you just get divorced? How the fuck did that happen so fast? That was like 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe he had a girlfriend before he got divorced.
No, I didn't think about that. All right. I wear Planet Mike sunglasses to the gym.
Oh man, no comment.
Oh man. So how much is this forwarding shit from Amazon? Because I was thinking about moving to Thailand, and I didn't consider I can't get Amazon delivered to me, because that's pretty much where I get everything is Amazon. So it's free shipping.
Yeah, so it's like $20, about 700 baht per kilo, and they bypass customs. It's no issue. So listen, I have a Thailand survival guide that I emailed to Nick and Adam already. And that's full with getting everything started, from sourcing to, making shit. You get everything you need here in Thailand, and then it's just a matter of sitting down for an hour to get you started. Yeah,
it's awesome.
Okay, because I was thinking about moving out there too.
Yeah.
I'll have my passport probably in about 9 weeks. So.
Oh really? You don't have a passport?
There's a big fiasco where I was supposed to go to Turkey to get my hair fixed, and then I didn't have a passport, so I tried to get a passport, but I didn't have a birth certificate. So now I had to get a birth certificate, so I had to push everything back. And I'm like, you know what? They're making it so fucking hard to leave this country. Obviously, I shouldn't be here. So I'm gonna.
That's how I felt
There's-
also. Yeah,
They're
I
trying
still
to
get
keep
it,
me
though.
here for a reason. I must be too valuable to let go of, so I better run while I can.
Your
You're a
taxes are
tax
very
payer,
valuable.
yeah.
Yeah.
Todd's a national treasure.
Well,
Yeah.
they act like it. Like it's just like if I'm not allowed to leave, fuck this place. I can do my job
Yeah.
anywhere. And if everybody who's cool is in Thailand and it's cheap as fuck, and they got good gyms
Mhm.
there with, I think I saw you had like panada and shit at your gym, or no?
No, it's like well, not legit, but it's hammer strength. We have all kinds of equipment at the Muscle Factory. It's
Yeah.
like from all over the place. Some is refurbished, some is new, some is locally made. Some works, some doesn't. You know, I mean, it's just like one of those throw together gyms, but it's huge. And Thailand has a great bodybuilding community, -1. So
I'm always
and
in awe.
everybody else,
Oh yeah.
everybody
So,
else is great, but -1.
I figure
That guy.
you can probably get a month-to-month lease out there, right?
Yeah, through Airbnb or some of the places you can easily get a rental. Yeah.
They have
My-
Airbnb out there. That's funny.
Really?
They have everything, huh? All right, cool.
Yeah,
It's
we
like,
have everything, dude.
I think for US dollars, you could get like a 1-bedroom condo month to month through Airbnb for like 600 US a month.
Mm.
That's
500
so
US a
cheap.
month.
That's
Yeah,
so cheap.
yeah.
You couldn't-
So
you couldn't rent a
Just
brew pub
remember,
here.
Todd, once you come here, you can't, and you go back, it's horrible.
yeah, you will hate it. You'll hate it. Like I'm
You'll
already
hate going
dreaming the
back.
day that
So
I go
get
back.
ready for that, right? Like
that's
Colton
the
already
case.
went back, you know, and he's like, fuck this, I'm out. And that's
Well-
the same thing I had when I went back to Holland. Fuck this, I'm out. You know?
I think if what I'll do is I'll come out for a month or so, enjoy it, and then I'll probably move back, sell everything I have, and then move there for
Yeah.
good.
When
Yeah.
you come out, we'll hit up that buffet when you come out.
All right, sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
take all the different pills.
All
bring
the
it to
ox pile.
like-
I'll make sure all the pharmaceuticals are ready for you when you arrive. So
Talk about being a good host.
yeah, of course, man. You got to take care of each other, right? So I've been here such a long time, and you know, it's no issue to make sure everybody has a great holiday. You know, it's no effort.
have to
Another place that I've gotten good reviews on was Colombia. One of my buddies lived in Colombia for like 3
Yeah, I've
4
heard that
months,
too.
and he loved Colombia.
Yeah,
I've heard good things about Dubai too, but it's expensive.
That it's expensive.
Yeah.
not really.
Well, I mean,
Not really.
I'm not-
not really.
Really?
Really?
Cheaper than Vegas. Yeah, cheaper than, in my opinion.
oh, it is. Just Vegas
Yeah.
is really cheap.
Really?
Like Henderson is
Yeah.
cheap. Like if you live in Henderson, it's
Yeah.
so cheap.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to
Vegas
live
is
about
cheaper than
30
Washington,
minutes
DC,
outside.
Gamble money.
Yeah, that's for sure. Vegas is cheaper than where I live in Washington, D.C. This place is
Mm.
expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be up there with New York City, San Francisco, L.A. It's not far,
Yeah, I was-
not far behind those.
I was
I guess I'll
surprised how
see in,
cheap
like,
it
2.5
was in
weeks.
Vegas.
All the cities the government destroyed are the most expensive to live in.
Yeah. All right.
I can't
Yeah,
even laugh
I'll,
at that. It's so depressing.
I'll see in like 2.5 weeks. I'll be in the U.S. in October 19th, and then I'll be there for like 3.5 weeks. So let's see how much money I spend this time.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna see you in Ohio next month. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
Is that your first stop?
Yeah, first I go meet Scott McNally in Detroit, and then I go to
Wait.
Columbus.
That's where I live. That's funny.
Oh, you live in Detroit?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I might have like
I
30
think
minutes, 1 hour to
Scott
spare to
lives-
say hi.
Scott lives in Westland, which is about a half
Uh-huh.
an hour south of me. I live in West Bloomfield, which
Oh,
it
really?
sounds like
Okay.
they're nearby because they have the word West in them, but it just means it's west of Detroit. They're not
Oh,
actually close to
okay.
each other.
Yes, I'll meet him first, do a little bit of collaboration with him, maybe use his home gym, you know, train all the water retention off, and then the next day we'll go to Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, I'll stay there for 5 days because I got an interview with Dave Tate on Elite
Mhm.
FTS. I think Justin Harris put me in touch,
Oh man, that's gonna be
and
good.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
so
like
that's gonna be
Dave.
fun.
Dave's
Yeah, Dave
cool.
seems like a cool guy. Yeah, seems like a cool guy. And then I'll fly to meet Chase in Chicago. Then I'm gonna use all of his equipment. 2, put my scent everywhere. No, and it's my gym. And then after that, I'm going to Vegas to meet my wife. So my wife comes like 2 weeks later because she didn't want to come on the podcast tour, basically. So she comes 2 weeks later, and then we'll I don't know, spend money, I guess, in Vegas.
I'll
Do
just-
stupid shit.
I'll just tell you with Dave, make sure you pee before he starts the podcast, because I think it went over 3 hours.
Yeah.
I was ready to piss myself by the end of it.
He does that live too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
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 It was long.
Oh, I'll make sure.
I was so amped up, man. I was like sweating. Everybody's like, "Why are you so red, Paul?"
I
Really?
actually did wonder that. Yeah, I watched the interview and I was like, why does Paul look like he's been like interrogated?
I was so, and his place is like out in the middle of a cornfield. Literally, it's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I'll
It's
have to
very
take a
cool
taxi
though,
there.
man. It's like walking into Valhalla when you're. I don't even know if you could get a taxi there, man. You might have to rent a car and drive out. I don't think there's any.
I won't be able to.
It's
haven't
like in the
driven a
middle
car
of
in years.
nowhere.
I'll probably have to rent somebody or pay somebody to bring me there.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, it's in the middle of nowhere. I thought I was lost at first. I'm like, is this right?
Yeah.
I'll have
that
my
far.
I'll have my car with me. I'll just stick around.
Yeah, you sure? Well, we'll manage something. I'll pay for gas and sandwiches.
Because Paul, I think Paul and me are staying through the 21st, right? What day is your interview?
23rd on Monday.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Yeah, otherwise,
we
just take
rented
a taxi.
We rented a house, so I'll be there.
Chase, do a live stream.
Oh, when you're here, yeah,
Yeah.
we can do that. Yeah, for sure. No, like in my Discord, what's fun about it is there's voice chat, so people are like talking to us instead of just like texting. So it makes it a little different. You kind of
A little
put
different.
put a voice to the names. You know, luckily nobody's been trolling us yet.
Good. Yeah, sure, whatever, dude. Yeah, if we can record it for Discord and on YouTube, then of course the more content, the better.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm looking forward to
Todd.
Swiss, though. I'm definitely excited about that.
Yeah, for sure. Todd, I like all your new content with Kurt.
Oh, really? Oh,
It's
you've
good
been
stuff.
watching it? Oh, thank
Yeah. I got to keep up to date, man, with all the knowledge that you guys been dropping.
you. Yeah, I didn't think anyone watched that. This is like this all
I watch it. Yeah, don't worry, I'll watch it.
Todd influenced me to go to 30 IUs of growth hormone.
Yeah, 8884.
Yeah.
You remember that? All right, cool.
Yeah, of course. That's
remember
fun,
I'm
man.
right. Let's hope I'm right.
Fred was very excited. He texted me and he was like, I think Todd and I found the upper limit of growth hormone use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like your wallet will be crying.
I'm like, don't tell Chase.
It's immediately. The next day, it was at 30 IU.
Yeah, I've
Oh
switched
my
from
God.
sub-Q to IM now. Like,
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, for real though, I've been
With,
doing
insulin
24.
as well.
Not
24?
Yeah.
Did you just
How are you
did I hear
breaking
that
that
right?
up?
24?
Are you doing 6 times?
I
4?
do. Well, yeah, 6 shots for. I basically do 4 IUs like with every meal, basically. Like I'll do 2 in one delt, 2 in the other, 2 in one bicep, 2 in the other, 2 in one tricep, 2 in the other, 2 in one quad, 2 in the other. Just move it all around. But
Have I been doing it
English.
wrong with the sub-Q shots?
maybe.
Maybe you gotta watch Todd's content. I've been doing sub Q also. It's I don't care about localized effects anymore. I mean those days are behind me, man.
I need to grow my arms, so maybe I need to do them all in my arms.
I hate doing biceps because there's veins through there, and he's just trying to find a good
Avoid 'em.
spot to go.
Trying to
And
miss
you know,
it.
if you hit one, the fucker will just squirt and bruise, and it's like, damn it.
Don't they make like a light that you can shine that like shows where all the veins, all the blood vessels are? Like,
Yeah, it's
I
an
feel like I've
UV.
seen that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a medical
they use it in
device. They use
hospital.
UV light. Yeah.
Yeah.
To,
I need one of those. So all you
need
do is
one
a
of
little
those, yeah.
black light, like you're looking for crack. Or
Semen.
I stop because I know it's YouTube, so we can talk about weird things, but not other weird things. So we can talk about crack, but not semen. The S word.
The hell, the
oh,
black
is
light.
that blocked now? Oh my
I don't
god.
think semen.
Probably.
I wonder if the woke people know that semen's where they come from too.
If I held a black light up in here, it'd be like a flashbang. Ah, fuck.
I'm blind.
What the fuck was that?
Oh,
Oh my god.
I just don't even bother monetizing these live streams anymore.
Let's go bathroom.
Mine get demonetized also because I swear so much because you're interacting with people. It's so much more fun than making regular content.
I just don't even turn it on.
I do turn it on though. Come on, man. Every dollar helps, especially if you go to Vegas. You gotta
I'm so scared.
spend money.
I'm terrified of monetizing. I'll probably like my Rumble's monetized, but I haven't been posting to it because I'm lazy.
Post the same content there. It's different platform.
That's what I was going to do. I have to just sit it down and then do everything so that it's scheduled release day. And catch up, do the 44 videos I've already done on there. But
right, and just put a fat disclaimer because the disclaimer kind of helps you with the algo. You know, and I got my disclaimer from Derek. He's like, yeah, take it. He wrote it up with some lawyer for one of his firms. And then I modified it a little bit for my YouTube channel, and now other people use it as well. But it's basically airtight.
So is it like Heroin's Friend? Is that the name of the app that finds you?
No. But it's like a lot of legal jargon and just we don't endorse any supplements, don't do what we do, non-medical advice, etc. So you have the disclaimer too.
There is a guy who is saying that he's got an app that helps him find his veins. And so I was asking him if the app was called Heroin's Friend.
Yeah, maybe that's where in the App Store.
Yeah, I verbally do my disclaimer. I don't know if that counts. But you probably know
it's the same, but it takes too long, so people are going to exit every time they see the same disclaimer. Like that's why my disclaimer is like 3 seconds.
Oh, is that why my viewership drops to like 50% after the first 30 seconds?
Yeah, they're like, oh, here we go again.
And like they're not smart enough to move the slider over by like 1 minute.
This is a general population we're talking about, Todd.
They don't know they can fast forward. Okay, kids, this is what you do. You click on that dot, drag it up, and then drag it to the right. You can
too much effort, dude.
And then go.
That's not how TikTok works.
Gen Z's and their TikTok attention span.
Yeah, you got to get it in the first 3 seconds or something.
So you think I started talking so fast?
I'll start. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start putting the disclaimer and the call to action in the middle. Does that count?
But you can't talk drugs before the disclaimer.
Oh, fuck all that shit. All right, I'll do the disclaimer in the middle, and I'll do the call to action in the middle. I mean, I'll do the disclaimer at the beginning and the call to action in the middle. That's the trick. All right,
yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I had my attorney write something up, but hopefully it's good enough.
It's good enough. Yeah, I need something there. Just need something there for YouTube to be satisfied. Yeah. I guess for now. Let's see what happens with these new regulations on the World Health Organization, because you can't even give medical advice anymore. That's a little bit outside, and everything can be interpreted as medical advice because we talk about performance-enhancing drugs. So let's see how long this lasts. Yeah, let's see how long it lasts.
Yeah, we got to be careful with that word. That's what got Dave Palumbo in trouble.
Yeah, so at least about a local timeline, just don't talk about it anymore.
Yeah. I saw YouTube this week put out new guidelines. They have they said they're going to have training courses now on how to be a good creator. And if you get a strike now, you can go through like a rehab program and get your strike taken away.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, go through the motions.
Yeah, they have like a training program you can go through to get your strike taken away.
Like a wokeness training course, like Jordan Peterson.
You've gone through the
training. I don't remember what it was, but it's just like they just force you to sit through these videos, and then as long as it knows that you saw the videos and ask you like a question after each one. But I got it because it was like a couple of years ago. I was doing a live stream over the top of a bodybuilding show, and what's the guy's name? Something Gardner.
Tim Gardner.
Tim Gardner. Yeah, to give me a strike. So had to stop doing things like that.
Yeah, you're not allowed to live stream bodybuilding shows. That's a no.
Yeah, so I had the audio on in the background.
That was enough.
Yeah.
That's lame.
Patty. That's petty as fuck. He's trying to promote your show. So let's give him a strike.
Well, they weren't paying to go to his live stream. They were coming to watch me, and I was talking about what was going on.
It's impossible to find his live stream. That is one of the most difficult live streams to find. In fact, I once paid for one of his live streams, and I messaged them, and then they're like, "Oh, he's like, well, you didn't go to the right website. You're supposed to go to Tim Gardner Production." I'm like, so let me get this straight. If I go to the Chicago Pro website and pay for the Chicago Pro to live stream it, that's stupid. And he's like, some people are too dumb to use the internet. And I'm like, okay, buddy.
Oh, wow.
All right, should we take a few questions? People are anxious to talk about steroids.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
Speaking of illicit medical advice.
Yes.
S225
Look how big these are. They won't even fit on screen anymore.
is wrist growth
No,
from
they don't.
GH permanent, even if you completely
They
stop
don't
running?
grow. I don't know.
Mine definitely did.
Oh, okay.
Or my hand did. I don't know what happened, man. But I'm telling you, I bought a watch band, a custom watch band for my Apple Watch like 5 years ago. I can't fit it over my hand anymore.
Yeah, I've got mine used to be on like the 4th or 3rd notch from the end. Now it's on like the 2nd last or the last, depending on like what time of the
Well, that
day.
could just be edema.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
could be,
come
could
off
just be
for like 6 months. See what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe it
They're
is.
tiny.
I mean,
Yeah, because like my Oura ring, when I was like pushing up to 280, like I couldn't. It was a bitch to get that thing off to charge it. So now going back down, I'm like 269. It's not a big deal anymore.
So, I mean, if your wrist grew, that means other things grew. So
Like
I
your
don't see
hands
what the
and
problem
so it's probably
is.
hard to. Yeah, it's probably hard to even tell if your wrist grew because if you try to measure it here, your fingers are probably growing too, and so it's like it won't be any different.
No, I definitely, these used to touch, and now they don't.
Oh wow!
So I know. Yeah, so I didn't even
Make
know
your
that
hands
until I
shrunk.
checked like that. Yeah, it's like
Todd's
Right,
hands
but-
shrunk instead.
Oh, Jesus.
you touch.
I used to
That's-
touch, yeah, but I'm 2.4 units. But I remember when I came off everything, my wrist, my entire bone structure looked tiny. So I don't think anything grew permanently.
Yeah, maybe not.
Well,
Most
I'm at
importantly,
14 units
though,
right now.
Does this apply to dick growth?
Well, that's what I was implying.
what everybody
I actually
wants to
have
know.
that video, but it's on Rumble because after I showed it to Paul, the video, not my dick, he said, "You don't
Remember,
put
you
this on
can't say the
YouTube."
D word on
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah, that's why. So, well, I think Colin said it first. I don't think you said penis.
Sure.
So, but
Sure, I
yeah,
did.
so he demonetized us this time. But point is
I didn't
he's
know
right.
that was an off
Yeah.
limits word.
And it's amazing. Everything that has to do with anything you would normally say is off limits.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Whatever the word is, it's off limits. Now, if you use the medical terms, it's also off limits because now the WHO isn't going to like it.
Oh,
So
man, be
it's, you
careful
can't
with
use
that.
the street name and you can't use the medical name for things. You just can't talk at all. So
And they'll just kill your reach, if you do talk about it.
yeah, I put it on a Rumble. That video is how to grow episode 6, how to grow your dick. So if you
There's like a
Luckily, I put my video about that online before the World Health Organization started meddling with the the rules. So I still got like 50,000 views on that video.
oh, that's good.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
All
No
right.
one's going to admit to watching it though. That's the best part. It's like
Talk about fasting for fat loss, my Lord and Savior, Steve.
Just stop eating. Job done.
Yeah, stop eating.
Yeah, stop eating. It's not
is
that
that a picture
difficult.
of donuts?
7-day
Is
fast.
that a
Yeah,
donuts?
yeah. So skip the donuts and then you're fine. I mean, fat loss will come easy if you're not eating. It just sucks that you go flat and lose fullness.
An amazing thing happens when you eat less. You lose.
Yeah,
it.
surprisingly.
I remember a
That's
video
something.
Alex Viada posted. It was like the #1 secret dieting hack or whatever. It was just a video of Alex Viada like with a plate in front of him and a fork, and just puts the fork down, and then the video ends. It's like just put the fucking fork down and stop eating. It's like
I find
this-
a really great rule of thumb to use when you're trying to, lose body fat is just every time you're about to eat something, just ask yourself this one simple question: does this bring me joy? Will this bring me joy in my life to put this in my mouth and chew it and swallow it? If yes, you don't eat that. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much true.
Then you don't do that thing.
You don't do that thing.
Yeah, they
Will
don't
this
chew
bring
it
me joy?
and
No joy allowed. Eat your chicken.
Oh man, what a fucking shitty life. I'm trying to deplete before I go to the US, so at least I can eat something there. It's gonna be fun.
I don't even mind it anymore. I don't know. I've kind of lost my urge to eat a bunch of food. Maybe I'll change my mind in 6-8 weeks when I'm at the end of contest prep, but
Yeah.
I'm just not that
No.
interested anymore.
I don't think you care. I mean, if you're losing weight that fast and you're not that hungry, then you're done. You've outgrown those problems with cutting, and cutting is just another part of life.
Yeah.
Like when I, not that I got super lean, but like the last time I cut before I changed directions, gave up, it was relatively easy. 13 weeks. I didn't have a cheat meal, nothing, no high carb days, just it's fine.
No high carb days sounds awful.
It was, well, I mean, there were medium carb days and there were low carb days. There was no high carb days.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Justin just sent me on my diet. He cut my food even more. So maybe I will be hungry.
But based on what you were saying earlier, if you take out 15 carbs per meal and added 10 minutes of cardio per day, it ends up being a 500 calorie reduction.
Yeah.
So probably why it doesn't seem like a lot is it got spread out pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how he does it. He just makes these small changes, but you got to be really accurate with weighing your food. If you're eyeballing shit, it doesn't work.
Oh, no one can eyeball anything.
That's
I love
what
them.
I
I love them, and I talk to my clients, and I'm like, "Are you weighing and measuring your food?" And they're like, "Well, I'm pretty good at eyeballing it." I'm just like,
Or they'll add condiments, and they won't include the calories in the condiments.
One
Are
squeeze.
these lifestyle people or these competitors?
I've had both, man. Like every freaking time I have somebody that's not losing weight, and I get them on the. It's like, let's get on the phone and go through everything you're eating. It's invariably they're fucking up somewhere.
Yeah.
If I had a nickel for every time somebody's eating chicken thighs instead of chicken breasts,
That's funny.
that one's the bane of
It's
my
so
existence.
I remember
so funny.
I couldn't lose weight for like it was like 2-3 weeks, and then I came to you about it, Paul, and we went through everything, and I realized I was just using a standard tablespoon to measure out my peanut butter. And yeah, I know. It was the darndest thing. I definitely, I slightly overestimated how much peanut butter to use
by double, 40
every time, and wouldn't you know that adds up over the course of a week.
Those fucking spoons
So I started
are deceiving.
like the day I first started like weighing out my peanut butter, I was like, motherfucker, that's 14 grams. Like,
so sad.
I thought I was like straight up eating like twice as much as I was supposed to be eating. I'm like, why did I lose weight?
Yeah, you want to be
It's the
really
equivalent.
sad. See how much weigh your peanut butter out and see how much 100 calories of peanut butter is. It's depressing. Yeah.
I just stopped using it like 10 years ago because girls would eat the entire jar.
Yeah, it's a trigger food for women, eh? Like they just have no regulation over the amount they have.
This is true.
We can't say that on YouTube because it's misogynistic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So trigger food for certain people.
I know.
Let's be inclusive. I mean, it's women and weak men. Let's
What
Yeah, okay.
Todd always said women can't be trusted with nut butters.
No. That's funny that you remember that. I don't remember anything I say. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather opt to put like avocado or like salmon or something in someone's diet, because at least you know they're gonna actually most likely measure the right amount out.
God, I look at people all the time when they talk about eating their low calorie diets and they're slathering fat on everything. It's just avocados, bacon, Cobb salad. I'm having a Cobb salad for lunch. Cobb salad. Oh my God. And there's probably 100 grams of fat in a fucking Cobb salad.
Yeah.
Easily. The dressing, the bacon, the eggs, like come on.
Avocado.
Yeah, avocado. I mean, it's ridiculous. Again,
They're better off getting a burger.
People say like, you want to lose weight, eat a salad. Like does it pass the joy test? You know,
If it
Cobb
does,
salad
then
tastes good. Bacon tastes good. This salad's bringing joy to my life. That salad's not for you, buddy.
Yeah. Oh,
I am anti-vegetables. I'm terrible about eating vegetables. I hardly ever eat vegetables.
Really?
No, I hate them.
And I eat them every day. I like it. Keeps you
I do a
full.
greens powder.
Yeah, that doesn't count, dude.
No.
I do
Don't tell me
the
that's safe.
Todd special, the peas, corn, and carrots.
Yeah, I do that. I'll
Oh,
do that in
yeah.
some of my meals,
Yeah.
but that's about it.
All
right,
right,
let's
let's
do another
salads
question.
per day.
Yeah, another question. Yeah.
Another Thailand question. Samson Yang going to Thailand for 3 weeks on a family trip. Any bodybuilding tips?
Leave your family at home.
That
Go to
looks like-
Pattaya. Put your family in Hua Hin and go to Pattaya instead. Have fun. 3 weeks of debauchery. Clearly, he's not going with his girlfriend, so you just give your parents like $1,000 to buzz off to another part of town, and then you go have fun, dude. What's wrong with you? Going to town with the family.
Nope.
That's not how you do it. Any bodybuilding tips? Eat at Beirut. That's like the best Lebanese restaurant chain in Thailand. So they have a lot of chicken and rice, freshly prepared, and go to the gyms. You know, visit some pharmacies in the entertainment area, so you can, bring that skinny physique up to a bodybuilder level.
That looks like
Nah, he looks good. You look good, dude. You're gonna slay. You know what you should do? Wake up at 12, go to the gym, get a pump, and then go out to the nightclubs and destroy. Yeah. No, so you have
Samson's
some cool
pig looks
stories.
like the posing room at our gym.
Is it?
Do some
know.
bodybuilding and then also
Maybe.
work on your body count while you're there, Samson.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fill in your black book. Make sure you wear a condom because you never know. And
Don't do it,
you know,
man.
so-
Don't do it.
don't do it. Todd. Oh my God! Have you ever been to Thailand or no, right?
Me? No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, you're gonna have the time of your life.
Oh no. I retired that part of my body a long time ago. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I'm like a monk now. Yeah. I want to.
Steve, what does an escort cost in Thailand?
An escort. Do you want a high class escort or one off the street?
I'm just for
What's
Todd's
your
sake, let's say
definition
one
of
off the
class?
street.
One off the street, the one with HIV that can't work in the go-go bar anymore. Yeah, those are like
Well,
$10.
HIV, that's something that wouldn't be too bad. You
It's a
know?
double strap. Yeah, you get
Get all
18
this-
IUs of growth per scrap.
Yeah, you get all the Serostim, yeah.
Yeah, you get all. So it ranges anywhere between 500 baht, so that's like, let's say $13, but that's only on Pattaya Beach Road, where all the prostitutes can no longer work in the go-go bars because they make them test for HIV every month, so they're HIV positive, very likely. And then the high-class freelancers, they might be anywhere between $100 to $200. Yeah, prices have gone up substantially.
What did you say, Todd? Thailand 5 is a Detroit 9.
No. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume that they're all Asian, so you have to be into that. But it's like they're Michigan women are very big. I think they're the largest women on the planet. Maybe Wisconsin has bigger women. Like here, if you'll see a guy that is absolutely perfect, and he'll be with like a 4 or a 5, because our 4s and 5s are like as good as it gets for the most part. Then our average would be a 0 anywhere else.
Yeah, here. I mean, it's up to your, like if you're a good solid dude and you make some good money, then you can easily end up with a 8, 9, 10. But the real nice Thai women, they won't end up with a foreigner because it's too much drama, too much cultural differences, too much worrying about the visa. So, it's very unlikely that you end up with a 10 here.
I would think that's a pretty simple thing. Like you marry them and then they get in for free, right?
What do you mean get in for free? You mean
Like,
back home?
like if you wanted to take a girl back to the United States with you, if you get married, then they're allowed in because of your wife, aren't they?
No, you still need to apply for visa, and it's not that easy as you think in the US.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Plus, why bring her back to the Western world so she can get exposed to the drama?
Oh, I'm
and
not saying you would
slowly
do
change.
it. I'm just saying that I would think that's their game plan is I want to get out of here. I'll marry
Yeah.
this old white guy, and then he'll take me back to the US, and then I'll divorce him after 3 years. And then they get to take half your money, and then they get to live here forever.
Yeah,
Especially if
could
they
be.
get pregnant and have a kid while they're here, then they can
And then they can be
divorce
an
you, take half
expensive
your
escort
money,
in the US.
and then
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, most Thai women that I know, then they go to the Western world, they come back screaming after 5 years. They're like, "What the fuck is this shit?" In the Western world, they've romanticized it from the TV, and then they go to Europe or America or Canada or Australia, and they're like, "Whoa, this is not what I thought it was." So they come back to Thailand.
I remember my
think it-
university I went to, we had an exchange program with a university in Japan, and all the fresh Japanese students would roll in wearing cowboy hats and cowboy boots, wondering where all the cowboys were at. And I'm like, that's Texas, man. That's the other side of the country.
That's so funny. They dress like cowboys in DC because
Oh,
they
yeah.
didn't know that there's different.
Yeah, they would think that they thought the whole United States was Texas.
So this is what happened to me when I went to Vegas last year. I came there and the rodeo was there. So everybody was dressed like a cowboy. And I'm like, this is America? What the hell's going on? People were like strapped with guns, with the revolvers and shit. And then, those boots with the spokes to make the horses go faster.
Spurs,
Yeah, and everybody was dressed like that. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Is this Vegas? Is this America? Hilarious.
That was your first time to the US was last year?
Yeah.
Oh,
Last
I didn't
year,
know that.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. The flight restrictions and stuff. So, yeah, I can't mention.
I wouldn't pick a girl based on looks. For me, it would be someone who I can get along with and doesn't get on my nerves. That's basically the hardest test.
Good luck in Thailand.
Yeah. That they're all annoying?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. This is just like someone with a really chill personality who can just sit there and watch TV for 6 or 7 hours and not have.
I
get
bet you
bored.
have.
Yeah.
Just sample a lot, and then at one point you know what to look for. But in 1 month, you won't have enough time to sample.
Why? Oh, I see. Because I won't be
because-
there that long. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's
you
not why
won't be
I'm
there that
going there.
long. So.
Yeah, I'm not going to Thailand for women, but I mean, I just think it'd be easier life, and it's so much cheaper than spending money here. That it seems like
Yeah,
the longer
sure.
you spend in Thailand is the money you save by not living in the U.S.
Plus, it's very laid back. We have a very good bodybuilding community here, -1. And and it's very easy to live.
Does he even lift?
Doesn't he have his
Allegedly,
own-
no.
I think he has
I mean,
his own
so I don't think he actually is a bodybuilder then if he doesn't even lift. Even
Hasn't been spotted at any of the bodybuilding shows for the last 7 years, even the ones.
Well,
that
he
were
certainly
in his
can't
hometown.
pose. We know that.
does he? I mean, if he's not at a gym I go to, then it's irrelevant if he's here or not, right? Or
No,
not.
it's just irrelevant. You won't see him anyway. It's just hiding in his basement.
And this is Pattaya. This is where everyone is, not Bangkok.
No, it's Chiang Mai. That's the north. That's where all the the people who don't have money live. Pattaya, you need money. Bangkok, you need money. Phuket, you need money. Very good bodybuilding communities. A lot of successful people, but prices are higher. So the people with no money, they live in the north of Thailand.
Okay, so where is the bodybuilding community?
Phuket, Bangkok, and Pattaya. That's basically the tourist areas.
Oh, because that's where. Okay, and that's where you and Nick live.
Yeah, we live in Bangkok, and then Adam lives
okay.
in Pattaya, but I think he's moving over to Bangkok as well. And then I know a lot of people in Phuket, but everybody kind of moves around. I'm settled because I got so many cats and a wife, but most guys here are on their own terms, so they just move around.
So now, Tony Huge lives in Pattaya, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's where all the debauchery happens.
Okay, so that's where I want to stay away from. All right, got it.
Yeah. You can still go to Pattaya, but like 2 or 3 days. You go to the sauna bar and take some ice baths and chill out on the beach. Do a little bit of craziness lifestyle. Partying in the evening, and then after 2 or 3 days, you're like, fuck this. So back to Bangkok.
All the times I've ever been to Vegas, I didn't really hang out on the strip a single time. It's just like
Really?
I get irritated by a lot of activity. I'm really
Yeah.
I'm more like,
Yeah.
to use an Asian term, I surround myself with yin energy than yang energy.
Yeah, Bangkok is the place. Yeah.
All right, what do we got next for questions?
I gotta go because my vigorous
Steve.
Q&A starts. Yeah,
All right, man.
so I
Take
gotta
care,
bounce.
Steve. Thank you
It
for
was
coming
great.
on.
I'll talk
Good
to you
to
guys
catch up.
soon. Yeah, I'll see
Happy
you.
birthday,
see you
man.
in a couple weeks. Thank you.
See you in
Thank
a couple
you.
weeks.
See you soon. Ciao.
Later.
Well, that's cool.
All right, what do we got next here?
See,
Former chef, good
Jason
idea.
wants to know, he's a former chef. He wants to know if it's a good idea to start a small meal prep service for local athletes, macros dialed in. Would that appeal to you personally with sane prices?
It would be good if bodybuilders weren't broke.
Mm-mm.
Pretty much every bodybuilder I know is broke. They can barely afford to feed themselves.
I have seen one such service in this area, more affluent area. They've been in business for a few years now, so they must be doing something right.
Yeah, I think it's tough to make money.
Yeah, I imagine the margins are pretty thin on that, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's really. I mean, I would love to pay somebody to cook my food and not have to think about it. But
So the problem I have with this is that every time I've worked with someone who's had a chef on retainer, the chef's priorities are wrong because the chef wants to make the food taste good. And that's something that's very important. It's like chefs are brainwashed into thinking of food as being a pleasure device rather than it being a source. And yeah, like that the goal of a restaurant is to make money. And the way you make money is you serve better food than the other place. And better is qualified as tastier. And it's like we've already established that by leaning into the taste hedonism part of eating is what makes people fat. So if you stop seeing food as a pleasure device and start seeing it as a form of nourishment or as a form of fuel, then you see food as numbers rather than seeing food as a source of pleasure. I think that's a reason why a lot of people get fat is because after they hit a certain threshold, they're not really fuckable. So they have to just eat to get any type of physical pleasure. And then they just keep getting fatter. And so I think that the goal would be to have a meal prep company that is more focused on hitting the macros precisely and having digestible food so the person can get in more meals. And that rather than focusing on it being tasted good.
There's your tagline. Just, it's digestible, no ox bile needed, Dr. Todd approved digestible food for you.
Yeah. It's like something that doesn't cause bloating. It's the most
not
amount
pleasurable.
of nutrition. Well, it can be palatable, but not pleasurable. That's the way to.
Oh man, you missed your calling, Todd. I think you should have been in marketing.
No, I think that I'm terrible at marketing. What are you talking about?
I know. I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I say go for it, Jason. Why the fuck not? Give it a shot, man.
Try it. See
if
what
I was
happens.
going to do marketing, it's like if you eat my food, you'll get more blowjobs. That would be the market. Like you'll get better looking. It'll work, and you'll have money to spend on what apparently Thai hookers because you spent less food on the pad Thai.
Jason, I don't know. For me, I run businesses. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. It's tight margins. You got a really very small audience that you're appealing to, so you don't have a big market. And generally bodybuilders are broke. They're spending all their money on steroids and growth hormone. And
yeah, I mean,
on food.
Yeah, like there was one that I feel. I can't remember her name, but she was cooking Nick Walker's food. I can't remember. She's out of Florida. I ended up using her for a little while.
Mega Fit Meals?
No, it was just like one chick. I can't remember. Anyways, what I was saying was like, if you're going to do it, like you need to kind of have your foot in the door with somebody that's really freaking popular to get your name out there to be able to reach more people. Cause otherwise it's just going to be such a small group of people you're going to be working with. And like Paul said, the margins are going to be so small because you're going to try to keep the cost down so much because you have to, otherwise nobody's going to buy it because we're all spending it on drugs and growth hormone.
You almost might be better off finding like one rich guy at your gym, and just cooking just for him,
Yeah, that's what I was going to
being like a
is
full-on personal chef instead of trying
find
to
a personal trainer in a high-end gym. And then ask him, will you partner with me and I will do all of your clients' meal prep. Because if they're
That's
paying
a good
$200
idea.
or $300 for a personal training session, then they can afford to spend $600 a week on meals. And then you can actually get the margins right. And that way you have the trainer / nutritionist give you what the macros are and what the approved food lists are. And then you cook for his clients based off of because he's probably, I don't want to say everyone uses a cookie cutter diet, but everyone has an opinion of what the perfect diet is. And so if you have, let's say, everybody, like I have, like, let's say 6 or 7 meals that I think are the ideal meals to have, and there's a certain arrangement. And so if everyone has 5 meals, then they're getting 5 of those 7 meals in a certain pattern. The pattern doesn't matter for you, the cook. But if you make the 7 meals that I, as the personal trainer and nutritionist, prescribe to my clients, then that means that they have a place. If they don't have time to cook this meal, they can order a month's supply of that meal from you. Or they can order, I want meals 2, 3, 4, and 5. I want a month's supply of those. And so you can mass produce for that one person's business, and they will be able to afford it. But what I've noticed is most of these meal prep companies, they're imprecise. They don't get the macros right at all. They're off by a huge margin. The food, it's tasty. They make sure they get that part out. The most important thing they don't get right, which is the numbers. They get the taste part, which is by far the least important part. Then it's like $11 to $12 for what would basically a lean cuisine meal. That's $2 or $3. That you're only getting 30 grams of protein out of most of these places, and people are paying $11 for them. They're too dumb to walk through the frozen food section at the grocery store and just buy Healthy Choice or buy lean, which is the exact same thing. And so, but they have preservatives in it, so it actually lasts for a while. When you mail out frozen food like that, it's going to sit on someone's doorstep and it's going to melt, and then it's going to be rotted, and then you're going to have to eat the cost. So it's just a nightmare if it's not local to do it that way. But yes, there are companies that hit like a huge market, like Mega Fit Meals. I bet their margins are tiny because of how much they fuck up.
You're right about the protein portions, though. I've ordered some of these meal prep places before, and the protein portions are definitely not what they say they are. What they say is 60 grams of protein is not 60 grams. Not what I measure out to be 60 grams of protein.
No, they're measuring it pre-cooked, and then they're getting water-loaded shit. So that after you cook down a pound of chicken, it's 8 ounces. It's not like you're getting whatever they were saying about Thai chicken, because it's just from a chicken. It's like you cook down a pound of Thai chicken, you're probably getting 12, 14 ounces. In America, Walmart, you get 16 ounces of chicken, you cook it down, it's 8 ounces.
Yeah.
So then you're really getting underserved in that regard. You can't take 6 grams of protein, multiply it by the ounces of American chicken, because when you cook it down, that's not what you're going to get. You have to take the cooked weight and then multiply that by 7 or something.
Yep.
Somebody wanted me to, I wasn't here, but somebody DM'd me and asked me if I would go through my current contest prep cycle. Do you guys want to talk about that?
Yeah, man.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So like there was, I put a update yesterday on Instagram, and it always makes me laugh. I get like DMs from people, like half the people tell me I'm not taking enough, and half tell me I'm taking too much and I'm going to die. That always makes me laugh. Or people tell me,
why the fuck would you care what they think? Like,
I don't.
Who the fuck are they to have an opinion at all? Like, what do they look like? Who have they coached? What have they competed in? Who are these people that have an opinion?
I laugh. Some dude messaged me. He's like, "You might want to check your gear. It might be bunk. You should be way bigger. You should be way bigger than you are taking that much."
I get that all the time.
But it's the gear doesn't make you bigger. It's the food you can eat that makes you bigger. How fucking stupid is this guy?
Just consider every time somebody says something like that, just imagine it's always a mirror. They're holding a mirror up to themselves while they say these things to Paul.
I know. They're never in shape.
And why aren't you bigger for how much gear you're taking? You're fucking up. You know your diet is shit, and you're not challenging yourself in the gym. And then they imagine the mirror isn't there, and they say it to Paul on the internet.
I also laughed last week. I posted a picture up or a video up of me, and I have a big bruise on my. I don't know if you can see it right here. And somebody was asking me if I was a drug addict, if I was taking heroin, and I'm like, first of all, it's not where you put.
That's where you do it.
You inject heroin in the muscle.
Like, thank you for being concerned. It was my puppy smashed my arm. That's what happened. But I know. So current cycle right now, I'm doing 750 test, 600 primo, 800 master on, and I just added in 2 weeks ago. I added in 20 Tren every day, 20 milligrams of Tren every day. So 140 milligrams of Tren per week, and I have thus far used no AI.
Right. I figure you got an estrogen of about 50 with that. That's probably where it's at.
We can't hear you, Nick. I think we lost your microphone, man.
Oh, the battery
died.
Perhaps died.
Nope, still can't hear you. Yeah, so I've been trying to get away without an AI. There we go.
Yeah, awesome. I just switched it over to the AirPods. Yeah, this thing died.
Yeah, bummer.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just saying, the like Todd said, like estradiol will be around like a 50 because I mean, with your rate of aromatization being low, with your body fat levels as low as they are right now, like even without the primo, like you wouldn't be converting a lot to estrogen, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I've been trying to get away without an AI. Usually, I'm crushing my estrogen at this point. I've been trying to see what I can get away with.
You could, I mean, I would just modulate it as you go down. If you want to take out your estrogen, just flip your primo and your test, and then probably Justin's going to have you pull your test probably 4 weeks out.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't think he can take it out. All right.
No, I usually run it all the way up to the show.
Just taper the test down a bit, then maybe, and then like Todd said, like just change the ratio of primo to test because that'll have a similar effect to adding in an aromatizer inhibitor at a low dose.
You said you were at 800 primo with 750?
600 primo, 800 masteron, 750 test, and 140 Tren.
Yeah, if you flip it so you're at 600 test and 750 primo, that'll probably knock you down to like 30. But by that point, you'll be so lean, it'll knock you down to 20. And I don't think you want to go lower than that.
Because then you have trouble filling up, because if your estradiol is too low, you can't shuttle glucose into the muscle cell as much,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
the issue
sure.
of.
I guess John was saying that they've proven that estrogen, at least in a normal range, will help you lose fat, especially in women. So if you crush your estrogen, it is not beneficial. It would be for water retention. And that paradoxically, John did this experiment too, that despite having nothing that aromatized, he threw in an AI and it still dried him out more. So there's some mechanism, there's still some aromatization occurring, whether it's some other part of the steroidogenesis pathway from the adrenal glands or whatever, there's still some benefit to an AI to be super, super dry. But remember, if you're super, super dry, you're also going to be flat, and that you have to balance fullness with conditioning, because you'll have worse conditioning if you're flat, because you need to have pressure against the skin in order for you to have sharp definition and striations and whatnot.
Yeah, in the past, I've always had to bury my estrogen at the end just to get that really dry look.
And at your height, where you're just not carrying enough mass to have symmetry, and if you aren't full.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have noticed that it's harder to control the water with the way I am without running an AI right now. I definitely have been more watery, and it varies from day to day. Like some days I'm more watery than others. Definitely on my high day yesterday, I was watery as fuck.
But what I was kind of getting at, isn't estradiol important for glycogen synthesis in the muscle? That's what I was trying to say. So if you crash it too much, it'll impair glycogen synthesis, and then you won't be able to have a fully replenished look.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know if it's true or not, or if it's specific. Okay. I don't know if that can be made up for by another pathway.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be hard to tell. And I mean, the way they do studies these days anyway, like in vitro and stuff, like it's too difficult to even carry over the findings half the time. Hey,
I think the person that would know this would probably be Eric Helms. That's something that he would have experimented on. Of course, it's with natural bodybuilders, but natural bodybuilders can crush their estrogen too.
Yeah.
And so since drugs make up for so much, it's good to have an idea of how all the models work with natural bodybuilders, and then the drugs are just a supplement. You do everything you would do if you were natural, and then just use drugs to get better results.
And I guess we can leverage insulin anyway. So it's like, even if we do mess up, say, glycogen synthesis a little bit by lowering estrogen too much, we can just, introduce exogenous insulin to drive, glucose into the muscle cell.
I mean,
it all depends on what the estrogen is doing. Is the estrogen facilitating the uptake of the carbohydrates, or is estrogen actually a cofactor for the enzymes of glycogen synthase? That's the question. If it's a cofactor for glycogen synthase, then there's really no replacing it unless there's something else that also does that. For example, if it's the estrogen beta receptor, then we would know that the mastron would do that. So we wouldn't need the estrogen to do it.
I get you, yeah. So it'll really just come down to mechanistically how is it involved. Yeah.
Right. And if we don't know, it's like, do you want to roll the dice with something that's a possibility? But
probably not. Yeah. I get what you mean. Like, stick with what we know and what works and what's effective, and yeah.
Like me and Kurt had this conversation the other day about DHEA, is that he was like, other than a precursor to the androgen pathway synthesis, basically you need DHEA to make testosterone in the adrenal gland. When people supplement with testosterone, often they'll have a lower DHEA because they won't need it anymore. So some people, Kurt included, supplement with DHEA because we don't know what it does, but we probably need it. So why not have it? Whereas I've just been like, it's one less pill. It's one less thing for my liver to process. It's more room for my liver to withstand the food I'm eating. So then to me, it's like in Resident Evil, you've got those inventory slots where it's kind of like Chris got 8 inventory slots and Jill got 6 inventory slots. It's like your liver genetically has so many slots, and you can only put so many pills in your mouth before your liver's overloaded and starts decreasing the liver's ability to process. And then you're going to lose fat and build muscle slower.
How much Anadrol can you fit in those slots?
Yeah.
I think Anadrol just burns a hole through the slot, and then everything starts leaking out. That the orals just burn holes through the slots. They're like the worst things you could use.
Yeah. I'm not sure when I'm going to throw orals in. I've always run Anavar about 5 weeks out, but I'm tempted to wait until like right to the end to run orals this year.
I would say if your performance drops off, do 10 to 25 milligrams sublingually pre-training. And that will help you keep your performance up in the gym. If your performance isn't dropping off, I wouldn't bother with them until after you pull oils. Unlike if you're pulling oils Wednesday, then ride it out with like Superdrol or Anadrol or Anavar the last 3 or 4 days to help load the muscle.
My performance in the gym has been fantastic through this prep. It's been weird. Colin can attest. I've been actually a little bit stronger.
I mean, you all saw. I'm sure plenty of people saw that video of you pressing like 6 plates on either side of the
sandals.
That's the main takeaway from that video, is that he was wearing sandals.
Oh my God. I got so many comments on that damn video. It was hilarious, man. It was the sandals, and then dudes talking about, well, that doesn't translate to plates on the bench press. And I'm
Who said it did?
I'm like, I don't give a fuck, man. I don't care.
Yeah, somebody said, so how much do you bench? I was like, 500 pounds. Okay, 500, who cares? Like,
I don't understand it. Why the fuck would it? Like, that lever is the weight's halfway down the lever arm from the fulcrum. So it's basically like 315 or something, but it doesn't make a difference.
I have been extra annoyed with assholes on social media lately. I've been blocking people like it's going out of style on a daily basis. It's just, I'm extra saucy now that I'm on contest prep. I'm like, you're an idiot. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about.
So it's like the Stalin approach to social media, It's just like, well, there's 33,000 of you. So if I sacrifice 10 or 15 of you today, and no one's going to notice. You know,
This is true.
Don't raise your hands unless you want them cut off.
And it's always the dudes that don't look good that have something to say. That's the part that cracks me up.
Oh yeah. The worse they look, the more they have to say.
Like Mr. X. Mr. X looks like a skeleton with a crown, and he like jumps around from everyone's account talking shit. I think Mr. X is like a fake identity for our other favorite troll. Vicky.
Mr. X loves. He watches every one of my videos. He's a VIP. I argue with him.
He comments on all of them.
And he talks shit on every video.
Hey, you know what? You couldn't beat Lee Haney.
Hey, you know what? If someone
nobody else did either.
Hey, you couldn't beat Lee Haney.
If someone takes the time to watch and comment on every piece of content you produce,
they're a fan.
No matter what they say, positive or negative, at the end of the day, you're a fucking fan. Sorry, I'm happy to have you.
I love when people say that. Well, you're not better than Dorian Yates. I'm like, well, no fucking shit, I'm not, man. I'm like, thanks for pointing out the obvious. I'm like, you're not better. You're not better than Ronnie Coleman.
Neither is like 90% of the rest of the bodybuilding community.
Tell me you're on Tren without telling me you're on Tren. Yeah, I know, man. My patience for bullshit when I'm on Tren goes down. Colin was with me the other day, and I was really angry about the guy on the cable machine that was sitting there on his phone. It really upset me. I'm like, motherfucker.
We weren't even trying to use it. He was just upset, like at the fact.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't even on my on my workout routine.
He was like, but if somebody did want to use it, they couldn't use it because he's been on it.
I was watching him. He was over there for 30 minutes on the damn cable machine, and he did like 2 sets.
I was like, I'm gonna say something.
I'm like, it was like bothering me at a fundamental level. I'm like, this asshole.
Principle.
This asshole is over here occupying the cable machine and isn't doing shit.
My favorite.
I gotta go get a public gym membership so I can spice up my workouts.
There's a Generation Iron where it shows Kai Green on the subway train. And then there is some snowflake drinking Starbucks, like a Frappuccino with a straw. And he's just staring at him like he wants to kill him. He doesn't say a thing. The dude doesn't know he's even there. He's just like the death of him is sitting in the corner staring hatred at him as he slurps his straw like it's a dick. And it's like, the camera just captures the moment. Kai doesn't know the camera's watching him. The dude doesn't know Kai's watching him. It's so fucking good. It's like the best part of the whole movie is a 3-second clip, and I'm like, that is the epitome of what it's like to be that hungry. Is you want to kill, you don't even want to drink it, you just want to kill him for enjoying it.
What did Kai Green say? You crave a peanut butter and jelly sandwich more than you do sex. That's when you know you're on prep.
Yep.
I was in the posing room the other day. The idiots in the posing room annoy me too. And there was a guy rolled in and had his full like studio set up, and he rolled his eyes at me when I came in and started posing, and he like did the whole, and I'm like, motherfucker. Like he had his tripod and his camera and his microphone, and I guess I was in his frame.
Behavior like that, I'm just like how did your like line survive to even create you, if that's how you act? Like
I'm fantasy.
Your ancestors didn't act like that, or they would have gotten fucking stomped. You know, like fucking idiot. Like he doesn't understand how close he came to like the specter of a beating in that moment. You know, like he should, but he doesn't.
I mean, you're in a public place. You can't just be like, "This is my area."
I'm in my head. I'm in my head fantasizing about
area of the gym.
Do you own this room? No.
I'm in my head fantasizing about picking up that tripod and swinging it like it's the hammer toss in the Olympics.
Just did he have a big camera on it?
The others? Yeah, he had a big camera on it.
Oh yeah, just hit him with that.
So like, I want to know more about this. So was he wearing clothes or was he posing?
He had a shirt on and he was in there like flexing his arms, and he had the light turned down real low in the room as well. And I'm like, dude, I can't see what the fuck I'm doing.
I would have just been like, I would have said something for sure. I've been like, you're frustrated because I'm posing in your room that you're doing for social media. I'm sorry. Did you rent this room? Because this is a posing room. This isn't a twink masturbation for OnlyFans room. Like, I don't care how many followers you have jerking off to your tiny ass noodle arms. Shut the fuck up and get out of this room, or I'm going to shove that tripod up your fucking ass. But then you get thrown out because you're on film, so you can't deny it. If you didn't have the camera on, you could get away with saying it, because I'd be like, I didn't say that. He's fantasizing about someone paying attention to him.
Well, then it goes viral and you make a t-shirt.
Yeah, it's like
my daughter
in front
was
of me, bro.
my daughter was in there with me, so I had to be on good behavior. But she saw me. She was like this. She's shaking her head at me.
I would have had my daughter beat him up. I'd be like, sweetheart, go beat that queer up. It's like,
yeah, can't say that word, Todd.
Whoa.
Well, I didn't say.
Well, you don't have to gay bash.
Didn't they?
Nah.
That's a hard stop.
That word. I thought they changed the definition of that word now.
No, that's a hard no.
I thought that word means someone who is gender fluid or something like that now. Or
you're not allowed to use it.
100% could have beaten that guy
It's
up.
the Q of LGBTQ. Like, yeah, you're allowed to say that, right?
Anyway, but yeah, my daughter gave me the look. She's like, no, Dad, don't. I'm like, all right, I won't say anything. I'm usually pretty patient though. I usually just fantasize in my head about saying stuff to people. Every once in a while, I'll lose it and say something like that kid last year when I was on prep that was taking way too much time on the pec deck machine.
Yeah.
Colin was with me on that one. I asked him how many sets of Instagram he had left.
He had no clue. He was just like looking at his phone. He's like,
I'm just like standing there. I'm just like standing there hovering over him, and he had zero clue that I was even there.
no situational awareness whatsoever. It boggles the mind. Like, how do you operate a vehicle if that's your like state of being? Like, what?
You're that programmed into your phone.
I always
right,
specifically say, can I use your texting station as workout equipment?
All right, let's get one or two more questions in. We got to wrap this up.
All right. Gamboni Law, great show. Do you all have an opinion on ideal amounts of vitamin D, boron, zinc, and niacin if you're on aggressive TRT, 200 to 300 milligrams weekly?
I think 250 is the max they can prescribe, right?
I was like, aggressive TRT is like saying a threatening grandmother.
I knew you were.
Yeah.
I honestly just pulled this question up just so I could see what Todd was going to say about aggressive TRT.
The term aggressive TRT is just like
it's an oxymoron. No offense, Mr. Gamboni Law.
It's like the smartest R word is like aggressive TRT.
Like
the incel king, it's like aggressive TRT.
To answer his question, what do you think, Todd?
I think that,
or Nick, I'm sorry.
No, Todd first, yeah.
I would say 5,000 IU of vitamin D to get your vitamin D as close to 100 as possible. Boron, if you're trying to crush your SHBG, would be 3 in the morning, 3 at night. Zinc, you're capped out at 40 milligrams twice a day for 6 weeks. You can't go over that. Niacin, fuck if I know. I don't know why you'd use niacin.
Yeah, fuck
I use niacin. I use 500. Well, you got to work your way up, man. It'll
that
make
shit.
you feel like,
It's awful. I hate it.
it'll make you feel like you're getting eaten alive if you take.
Yeah.
I start off with like 250 and then work your way up to 500. But man, my girlfriend, I remember I took 500 one night. She was with me and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "What?" And I looked at me and I had these red splotches all over me. My whole body was covered in these red
looks
splotches.
like hives. Yeah, makes you look like hives.
So like I worked my way up. Like I tried it out. I worked my way up. Wasn't getting the flushing anymore. Like it was the
It'll go away eventually.
But the thing that got me was it was always like late at night. I would be in bed and my thighs, my inner thighs would just itch like uncontrollably. It was the weirdest fucking thing. And I just could, it was like my inner thighs, my what's it, the weenus, the inside of my elbow, and like the backs of my knees would just itch so much. And I was just like, okay, screw this stuff. I would stop taking it. 2 days later, the itching would go away. And I gave it 2 bouts of that. And every time I would just get this crazy itching from it. I was just made no sense at all.
Yeah.
It did seem to raise my HDL up a bit. You know, it's the only thing
that's
I've
what it's for.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It is. Yeah, it does help with that. I wrote an article for someone the other day. I had to dig through the actual papers that I read a while ago, but yeah, it does modulate your cholesterol levels on like your blood work, but whether that actually translates to being like practical or not is debatable. Like, you know what it's like. Numbers on blood panel. Yeah. It's like, but I mean, you're probably better off using something like citrus bergamot and red yeast rice. Like if you're going to use something for actual cholesterol, and then making sure you're getting adequate fish oil throughout the day, like maybe like 1,000 milligrams of fish oil with every meal, except for round training.
Yeah, like 99% of the time, the reason why someone's got bad cholesterol is their diet. The supplements are kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, fix the diet, or like add in EFAs to.
I mean, LDL is diet, HDL is taking too many orals.
Yeah.
And if you got a good LDL, your HDL is irrelevant.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, everybody I've ever seen that's on PEDs has suppressed HDL pretty much. I almost never see anybody with a normal HDL. I mean, high 30s is usually like the best you see on blood panels. All right, let's get one more in. I got to wrap this up.
Okay. Oakley 6575. Do you need a certain amount of injectables to grow optimally with higher dose GH? Would 8 to 12 units of growth be a waste if you are running under a gram of gear?
Not necessarily.
I think that applies more to estrogen. I think that based on your estrogen, there's only so much GH that's going to benefit. And this is not based off science. This is based off of theory that I've concocted based off of my own blood work. And from what I've noticed, like if you're only running 40, if you only have a 40 estradiol, then you're still going to get escalating conversion all the way up to 10, 12 units of GH. But I think that it would be much more intelligent if you're going to be running 10 or 12 units to run more estrogen so you get more out of it. Whereas that means that it might be smarter, instead of doing 40 estrogen and a 12 GH, to have like an 80 estrogen with like an 8 GH. It'll save you money, and it'll be the same IGF-1 in the end. Going over 80 estradiol may not be beneficial, but and I know you're like, well, I'm not talking about estradiol, I'm talking about gear. And I'm like, but to me, test is the means to the end of getting you estrogen. That's what makes test special, and that's why it's a base. So if you're not running enough tests to get up to a higher amount of estrogen, then there's no point in running the more GH, as much as it would be to balance those two factors. As far as the other anabolics go, like with the Primo that can actually suppress estradiol, that would be counterproductive in this case. As far as other stuff like Masteron, I don't think it'd be counterproductive. It'll be protective against gyno, but it won't be counterproductive about the estrogen escalating and converting the GH into IGF-1.
Yeah. So basically, for his question, it's like run as much of that gram being testosterone to get you in that 40 to 80 sweet spot, and then fill in the remaining milligrams with your like compound of choice, whether it be Masteron or Nandrolone or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Thanks for making it clear.
Yeah. No. So I thought I'd just throw that in. Yeah,
that's great.
No, because that's a really good point. That's what I liked about that video you and Kurt did. The whole like the Goldilocks zone of estradiol, that was really cool.
I'm not even sure which video that was. Was that the GH timing one, or
it was either that one? Or I can't remember because I watched them both like pretty much back to back.
Right.
It was one of those two.
Or it was the Masteron versus Primo one. It was one of those three. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it was. I think it was a Mass versus Primo, the one you did after you'd already done the. Yeah, it was the second one where you revisited Matt. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That's
the
what it
third
was,
Masteron video. There was the first Masteron video was Masteron versus Primo. Then the second
Yeah.
Masteron video was Masteron advanced discussion with Kurt. Then the third
That's
Masteron
right.
video was Masteron versus Primo rematch advanced
That's
discussion with Kurt.
It was the rematch. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fucking awesome.
Kurt's
Thanks.
sharp. He's very smart. He's fun to talk to. All right, folks, that's all we got for you today. Thank you for watching.